Can you imagine the best night of sleep you've ever had in your entire life and multiplying that times 100? Well, today I'm going to tell you about the world's most expensive bed that cost more than $150,000 and what it was like sleeping on this glorious bed manufactured out of horsehair. Now, the bed I'm referring to is called the Hastens VIVIDUS bed, and it cost $150,000. And we had the pleasure of spending 5 glorious nights staying at a hotel which had one of these beds in their rooms. Now, before we go into the actual experience of what it was like sleeping on this bed, I want to just backtrack. Now, the place we stayed was Hotel Pasai, located in Vilnius, Lithuania. Now, this was an absolutely glorious stay in the heart of Lithuania in Vilnius, and the hotel cost $0 for us because we booked with points. We used around 20,000 points per night through Marriott because it was off-peak, and we were able to get an extra night for free because we used 4 nights and then got the 5th night for free. So if you're looking to do this, I'll go ahead and post the amount of points you need to stay at this same hotel. It's an absolute steal for a deal because you get to experience a beautiful bed like this. And we were actually upgraded to this room, so make sure you do double check before you go ahead and book because it's not guaranteed. We were there in the winter, which is their off-peak season. The hotel was pretty much empty, so they made our stay extra special because we're elite members. Before we got to the hotel, we weren't even aware of this bed. When we went to check in, they escorted us to our room, gave us history about the actual hotel, and also told us about the room and especially the bed. The person who was showing us the room was saying that people fly all around the world just to experience sleeping in this bed. And I was a little bit skeptical at first, but after spending that first night there, I was absolutely blown away. It was just a really great environment. The whole city was covered with snow. It was absolutely gorgeous in the winter. And you know, when it's a little bit colder out, you're spending a lot more time in bed, just kind of relaxing. So this bed, just to give you a little bit more details about it, it does cost $150,000. And you're probably wondering what makes this bed 100 times more expensive than the traditional bed. You can buy beds for $500 to $1,000, and I think the average American spends probably around that much on their bed. So what's gonna make this bed 100 times better? It's a custom-made continental bed built by 4 master artisans from Hastens workshop in Sweden. Now, it has a pine wood frame, steel springs, and layers of flax, and then horsetail hair. It also has cotton and wool batting. So essentially, this is such an expensive bed because there's so much manual labor. There is a lot of handmade work that goes into these beds. They say it takes around 10 weeks or 2 or 3 months to build one of these beds. And that's pretty impressive. That's the reason that there is so much pricing. Manual labor is not cheap anywhere in the world, but especially not in Sweden, and especially not by these master artisans who are building these beds and crafting these beautiful beds. One of the ways to kind of justify ever doing this was, it was easy for us because we were just using points, but I would always recommend before you spend $150,000 on a bed to give it a test ride. So staying at the Hotel Pasai kind of gave us a really good experience of what it was like sleeping on a bed. And I wonder if people are actually going to justify doing this. You know, you spend a third of your life asleep, sleeping in a bed, might as well be comfortable. And if you have this bed for around 20 years, it works out to be around $2 per hour of actual sleep. So I'm sure that's how people are justifying acquiring and purchasing one of the world's most expensive beds. And overall, I would say we absolutely love this bed. It was 5 nights of the best nights of sleep that I've ever had. It was like sleeping on a cloud, and I highly recommend people, if you are in Eastern Europe, add Vilnius to your list. It's a beautiful city. There's so much to do there. And I just made a video about driving a tank in Vilnius, which I'll leave a link at the end of this video so you can check that out. And you know, we just had a really luxurious experience for a really fraction of the price. So we booked this hotel for free with points. We had a really great driving experience in a tank, which is not nearly as expensive as you might think. Overall, Vilnius was just covered in snow. It was absolutely beautiful. And it's something that you should definitely add to your list. I think it's a little bit off the beaten path. Not a lot of Americans go there, so it's definitely worth checking out and seeing if it would be a great fit for you. The hotel overall, the service was phenomenal. So the hotel is absolutely stunning. It's a 5-star hotel. It was a 17th century mansion that was converted into a hotel. The facilities are phenomenal. They have a beautiful spa. The receptionist and all the people we interacted with were extremely helpful with just making sure our stay in Vilnius was absolutely special. And the room was so nice. Like, in addition to the bed, just having that bed in a normal room would be enough, but the bathrooms were absolutely gorgeous. Overall, the hotel was just a fantastic stay, and we really enjoyed just kind of checking out Lithuania. The food was delicious. Everything about the country was absolutely unbelievable, to be honest. And it's one of these places that I don't know why more people aren't visiting. I just think it's a little bit off the beaten path, and it's highly worth checking out if you're going to be in the area, or if you're traveling to Europe and you're looking to get off the beaten path. Definitely add Vilnius to your bucket list, and make sure you stay at the Hotel Pasai, experience sleeping in one of the world's most expensive beds. Hey everyone, so I was looking at my YouTube analytics and I noticed that a big portion of people aren't subscribed. So if you have a second, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button just down here, click that, and then click that bell notification icon to turn on all notifications.